Hi, everybody. It is Dana, and I have been really looking forward to hanging out with you today to talk to you about clean makeup, why it's important. So, I had a blog that came out last week about the most important chemicals to avoid in makeup. And the reason for that is because there are a lot of chemicals we put on our skin all the time that are hormone disruptors. And those chemicals can make it a lot harder for your body to balance hormones naturally. So that's the big picture why we're talking about this, because I'm Dana Lavoie. I help women balance their hormones naturally during and after menopause. And during and after menopause, it's harder for your body to make enough hormones to keep your hormones really happy. So things like these hormone disrupting chemicals that maybe our body was able to overcome before can become even more of a problem during menopause. So the more we can avoid them, the better. So I had on the blog some of the most important chemicals to avoid, but then you're like, okay, so where can I find, makeup and hair care and skincare, that actually works, right? That actually is going to be good for my hormones, but look good and come in nice colors. It can be a challenge. And it's not something, just so you know, like upfront, I help women to find herbal remedies for menopause with diet and stress management. And I recommend, which chemicals to avoid, but I don't sell makeup or skincare or anything. So this isn't about that, but it is something that I enjoy, that I think is really fun to talk about. And I like trying different clean makeup products. So I thought it would be fun to just get together and chat about some of the products, the clean beauty products that I've tried that have been my favorites. Just maybe it'll save you a little trouble when you're out there looking for something really good. Also, if you guys are here live, please pop in the comments. Today is really just a chance to hang out and have some fun, and I'd love to hear from you. Let me get my comment screen up here, right where I can see it. And there we go. And I would just love to answer your questions. If there's something you've been looking for, like a mascara that you just can't bear to give up because you can't find a good clean alternative, or anything that you've tried and loved or tried and hated or anything like that. Let's just all share all our tips about clean makeup. So that's what we're talking about today. And I'll tell you guys a funny story while everyone else is still. If you're here, please pop in the comments and say hi and where you're from. Let me know. And I'm going to make sure I have all the comments showing where I can see them. But I'll just tell you a really quick funny story. Some of you might not know this about me, that clean makeup is kind of a hobby of mine. So I was a total tomboy when I was growing up. I never wore makeup at all. And then when I got older and I wanted to start wearing it, I got really into it, and I got really into like finding the best natural brands and stuff like that. And it got to the point where in my acupuncture office, I started like a little store where I had all my herbs for sale. I started getting brands of natural makeup that I really liked and carrying them in like a little store, literally in the waiting room of my acupuncture office, just because I thought it was so fun to have them there to play with. So I did that for a while. So it's just like I don't sell them at all anymore. It's just kind of a hobby of mine to try different clean makeup. And I kind of love not selling it because I'm not tied to any one brand. I can just try everything new and mix and match whatever I want. Leslie from Washington. Oh, no, Leslie Wrightington from Connecticut. I lived in Connecticut for 5 years, so I know about Connecticut. So welcome. Where in Connecticut are you from, Leslie? So let me know. Everybody say hi. What I thought I would do is I've got all my makeup, a lot of my favorites laid out here, and I thought I would just share with you some of my current favorite products. But if you are here with questions, please pop on with the questions. And if you're looking for something in particular, I can tell, I'm not a makeup artist, but I can tell you what I've tried, what I loved, what I hated, what's out there, good places to find, good selection, and experts to talk to and stuff like that. Okay, so good. So this is perfect, Leslie. The best foundation for mature skin. So let's talk about that, because I think that another thing I like to talk about is like makeup tips, because the makeup you wore, sorry, my shirt's looking funny. The makeup you wore when you were, 18 years old is probably not the most flattering look for you anymore. And when we get into our 50s, there are a few basic things that are so simple to do that just look so amazing. And one is evening out your skin tone. Bristol, Central Connecticut. Cool. Very cool. That's very cool. My in-laws live in Central Connecticut. Okay, so let's talk about foundation. So first, I'm going to give you like the little French woman spiel, which is having the right foundation is really important, but if you want your foundation to look good, skincare is really important too. So how you are taking care of your skin, exfoliating, moisturizing, protecting, that's going to play a big part in how your foundation looks, but I'm not going to talk about that. I just wanted to mention it. Let's talk foundation. The way I see it, there are three main kinds of foundation. There's powder foundations that can be loose or pressed. There's cream foundations that can be in a stick or a pan. And then there is liquid foundation. All three are good. I think that for older, mature skin, powder foundation is not going to be the most flattering. Like for me, I have mature and dry skin, and it does tend to make my like accentuate the wrinkles just a tiny bit. I wouldn't even say accentuate, it's just that it doesn't counteract them, because really high quality powder foundation that's made with minerals actually almost feels like a cream when you put it on, if you put it on correctly. So it's not that I'm against powder foundation, and the pros of it are it includes sunscreen naturally, and it's going to be your most budget friendly option. So it's something to consider. Like I have a powder foundation from this brand Root Pretty, and you can buy a refill for this full size foundation, which is humongous, for like $16, and the ingredients are super clean. And if you guys are interested, I used to carry powder foundation. I've worked with it a lot in the past when I was younger. I'd be happy to show you the way I like to apply it, but it's not my favorite for mature skin. So my favorite for mature skin is going to be a liquid or a cream. Now, liquids can be really, really good. It depends a lot on your skin type too. Like I have dry skin, so my favorite is going to be a cream. If you have an oilier or combination skin, you might want to consider a liquid. So this is a brand new liquid foundation that came out on the market recently. It's called Exa, and there are some things about it that I really like. Like first of all, it is freaking beautiful when you put it on, and it's really, really easy to apply. It blends beautifully. It has the most natural looking finish, and it has just a little bit of like a moistening, glowy look to it. It's not actually shimmery or anything like that, but it definitely is going to sort of like plump and gloss over any little, like wrinkled areas. It's great on textured areas. It's beautiful, beautiful, natural looking coverage. It's not cakey. It's not makeup-y. So, and the price is decent it's a big bottle. It's a big bottle. So the price is really decent. And it comes in like so many colors that you'll definitely be able to find a color that matches your skin pretty much no matter what your skin tone is. I mean, they have like 50 colors or something. It's lightest to darkest and all different undertones. Things that I don't like about this foundation, I mean, definitely if you're looking for a liquid foundation for mature skin, I would definitely recommend trying this one. I think it works best as like a light to medium coverage, almost like a really, really good tinted moisturizer. Like on a day when I don't want to like deal with makeup, I mean, you can just take a pump of this, you can like smear it on your face in 2.5 seconds, and it just looks great. I find that if you put it on too heavily, like if you use too much product or you try to build it up for heavier coverage, even just in certain areas, it gets like a greasy, oily feeling to it that never dries or goes away. And I end up having to like pat the surface off with a tissue or like get rid of the extra. So I don't find that it's very buildable in terms of coverage, but it has excellent light to medium coverage, and it really evens out your skin tone and is incredibly incredibly flattering. The other thing that I don't like about it is it's all natural. The ingredients are very clean, and it doesn't have any artificial fragrance in it, but it does have some like essential oils in it. It smells to me like orange. And so I have super, super, super sensitive skin. This irritates my skin a little bit, especially where around like the most sensitive areas here. If I wear this a few days in a row, it irritates my skin. So I still wear it a little like in my less sensitive areas, or occasionally on a day when I'm not don't want to do a lot of makeup and I want something super quick. I really like it, but for me personally, it just wasn't the best. I also feel like, if you're gonna put an essential oil in something you're putting on your face, why use a citrus oil? Now, I'm sure it's in a small enough amount that it's not supposed to have any effect, but citrus makes your skin more sensitive to sun damage. So I don't know why they chose to put that as the essential oil that they chose to put in it. Leslie said, my skin leans towards the dry side, but has been breaking out in the mask area. Anything to do to minimize that you are aware of? Minimize masking or break. Leslie, do you mean anything to minimize the masking, like the color, or to minimize the breakouts? So anyway, this would be something to consider. It's definitely good for all different skin types, including dry and mature skin. And then you can go to a cream foundation. I really like, I don't have all of them here today. I really like the Uncover Up from RMS Beauty. Very, very clean ingredients, easy to use, buildable, beautiful, wonderful colors, reasonable price. Comes in a little glass pot. I like their new whipped foundation is nice too, though I tend to like the original Uncover Up, like really, really the best. Oh, from mask wearing. Yes, let's talk about that. We'll talk about that in a minute. So for cream foundation, I really like the RMS Uncover Up. I really like the Kiara Weiss cream foundation that comes in a pan. Though I find on really dry skin, it's very buildable. It has a great look to it. Sometimes it shows a little bit on the dry areas. And I have to tell you guys that recently, brown spots. We'll talk about that and mask wearing in a second. But just to finish up talking about foundation, I tried a new cream foundation recently, and I kind of didn't want to try it because it's very expensive, and I was afraid that either how could something be that much better than what I had worn before and be worth the price, or that I would like it and then I would want to keep buying it and it was expensive. But I have to tell you that I really love it. And it's by this brand Westman Atelier, and it's terribly expensive. But if you ever want to give yourself a treat, I have to say that if you have sensitive skin, it's amazing. If you have dry skin, somehow when I've had it on for like 5 or 6 hours, instead of my skin starting to look parched and wrinkly, it looks like I've been at the spa. It's been giving me a moisturizing, plumping spa treatment all day, and my skin looks like better at the end of the day. I really don't understand how it works, but I have to say that I really like it, and that the colors are very, very beautiful and flattering. I will say that I would have chosen the wrong color for myself, but I did, I contacted the company, not where I bought it from, but the company that makes it. And they have makeup artists that work for them that'll do a free consultation with you and recommend what colors to wear. And this is the Westman Atelier foundation. It comes in a little tube like that. And it just, rolls up, and it's very concentrated. So I will say that you only have to use a tiny amount to get really good coverage, and it builds up to quite a heavy coverage. It's very easy to use for a light coverage. It works great as a concealer. And I've also really been liking this concealer recently. It comes in this sort of peachy color that is got sort of a peachy yellow undertone, so it's great for dark, just brightening the dark areas, which I have under your eyes or whatever. And this company, Saint Cosmetics, they make a liquid foundation that I have not tried, but I'm kind of curious about it now. Okay, so that was my powder liquid cream foundation. We talked about the Root Pretty powder foundation. I used to really love the Alima Pure powder foundations, but they've changed a bit over time. So the Root Pretty one is really, really clean. For the liquid, we talked about the Exa, the one from Saint Cosmetics, which I haven't tried, and then the RMS Uncover Up. Kiara Weiss, and Westman Atelier cream foundations, all really great choices. There's also a brand called Moody Sisters. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They are really reasonably priced. I did not love their liquid foundation, but they have, if you're looking for some reasonably priced, really clean makeup products, they're really great women and they're fun to work with. So you could check out their stuff too. I have a few of their eyeshadows stashed away somewhere. They're loose mineral eyeshadows, great prices, and really, really pretty. So to prevent breakouts from frequent mask wearing, Leslie, I would start with part of it's about your skin and part of it's about the mask. So for me personally, I have very sensitive skin, and I find that if I wear a mask that's made out of 100% cotton, it really helps. I have other ones that are soft and nice, but they're not cotton and they're more irritating. So I would look for one that's made out of 100% cotton. I actually found some that were so comfortable. One of my clients recommended them to me. They're made by this parachute company. If you're interested, I will dig out that link and find it for you. But it's 100% cotton. It's a great fit. It stays on really well. And it's firm around the nose and stuff, but it's a little bit looser with more room to breathe around your nose and mouth. So I find it doesn't rub on my face as much. It's 100% cotton. It washes really well. So those would be the things I would look for. The material that it's made of, and the fit. You can get one that fits around the edges, but that isn't actually pressing and rubbing on your skin all the time because it's a little poofy, in the middle, that it sticks out a little bit more. So it's not as much contact with your skin. And then the other things would be to give your skin a little extra TLC. So you want to make sure that you're doing a really thorough cleanse, which for that kind of deep cleansing, I would recommend doing an oil cleanse. So even just something like coconut oil and really massaging that to get any deep dirt or anything that got embedded in your skin. You just gently massage that into dry skin at the end of the day, and then take a washcloth and soak it in hot water, wring it out, and then lay it over the coconut oil and let it just kind of sit there for a minute, and then very gently wipe. Or you could use cotton pads. Wipe the oil off with keep wetting. Use it hot water, wring it out, and hold it, let it dissolve the oil, and then just wipe the oil away. So that way you're getting exfoliation, you're getting a deep clean. And I would also be very careful of any cleansers that strip the natural oils away from your face. I wouldn't use those because those are protective. For brown spots, Anne Marie, there are so many products out there. Leslie, I can't remember the link to the mask place, but I will get it and I will post it. I'll get it at the end. But for brown spots, honestly, I think the number one best thing you can use is just a really high quality frankincense essential oil. I think it works better and is safer than anything else. I like essential oils from either Young Living, doTERRA, Living Libations, or where I order most of my oils from these days is Revive EO, and get just pure frankincense. And you can actually, I sometimes put it on my finger and just dab it on, like where I have discolorations and brown spots, twice a day. I just dab it on there. Or you can put a drop in with, like some oil or moisturizer and put it all over your skin. And if you do that regularly, I think it's the best thing for sun damage. I just love it. Leslie, you're so welcome. Leslie, are any of those foundations that you've tried, or have you tried particular ones that didn't work for you for some reason? So you're looking for alternatives? Let me know. And let's see. And then I wanted to talk to you about some blushes and bronzers, because I feel like when you're doing your makeup in your 50s, like number one, even out your skin tone. It can be quick, it can be easy, it can be powder, liquid, or cream, tinted moisturizer. You just even out your skin tone, and then if you have an extra minute, you put a little extra coverage under the eyes, around the nose, the mouth, and any dark spots, right? That's like this is the first step. And then if you have a little extra time, I would do a little bit of cheek color, and then maybe a little bit of lip color, You could leave it at that. If you have a little more time, the next thing I would do, depending, would be either fill in your brows a little bit or define the lash line a little with a little mascara or maybe some liner. Just some evening out the skin tone, bring back a little rosy glow and a little definition around the eyes, right? And then you can go from there. The sky's the limit. You can do more. But I do like to wear a little bit of blush and bronzer. And I have a few that I've really been liking that I thought I would share with you guys. These are two that I have. They're from the Kiara Weiss. And so they come in these refillable pans and you can put them in any magnetic palette. And I usually use a sort of more neutral color and then a brighter pop of color so you can get a more sort of like natural like color on your face. And I find that for mature skin, I really do like the cream blushes. They look like they're coming from within. And the Westman Atelier also, their cream blushes are absolutely beautiful. You know, you guys, they're so natural looking. The colors are amazing. They're not quite as fashion forward maybe as the Kiara Weiss. They're more like the colors that nature made. And I have to admit, they blend beautifully and they have good staying power. I also tried these recently and I really liked them. These are called Han Skincare Cosmetics, and they're really, really nice products, and they've got great short ingredient lists. And I just got this bronzer, which is, it's a great contour, it's a great eyeshadow, it's a great bronzer. It's got kind of a coolish undertone, which is good for people like me. It's a bronzer, but it's not orangey at all. It's not shimmery at all. It's very natural looking, and the ingredients are really clean. And I got this blush, which is a little bit pale for me, but again, when I combine it with the bronzer, like it doesn't even look like I'm wearing makeup, but it kind of just brings the liveliness back to my skin, especially as we go into winter. And these do not irritate my sensitive skin at all, which is saying something. Leslie says, I tried Bare Minerals, but my skin just doesn't look as good as I would like. And after a couple of hours, I feel like I never even put any makeup on. Yeah, so Bare Minerals is one of those companies where, I mean, I like them, but their ingredients aren't that clean. Like even in their original powder foundation, they always had that bismuth oxychloride. I think it's like the one ingredient you're supposed to avoid in mineral foundation. They always had in theirs. So they're not my favorite. I think you can do better. I will say that with the liquid or cream foundations, they're gonna last longer if you put a little bit of powder over the top of them. And with cream blushes, they tend to disappear into the skin. So put on like twice as much as you think you need and look at it 3 hours later and it should be about right. The other thing you can do is you can layering thin layers. So you can put on a layer of foundation and then you can put on your blush. And again, you can really put on more than you think you need. And then you can put another thin layer of foundation over and around the blush, toning it down. But as the first layer of foundation wears away, the blush shows through. So you can put on layers of foundation and then you can finish a little bit of finishing powder, just pressing it on with a brush or something so it won't look powdery. That is going to help your cream or liquid foundation to last longer, and over applying a cream blush in the morning is going to help to keep it from kind of disappearing into your skin during the day. And again, like I said, some just tend to be more longer lasting than others, but layering and powdering is going to help with longevity and maybe putting on like a little bit more than you think you need at the beginning of the day, to get it to last. And then sometimes with, you can do things like with your eyeliner or something. If you're using a powder, you can wet it. You can put it in aloe to make it more like a gel, and then it's not going to budge. So let me see what else I have for you guys. So we talked about, I wanted to talk about shimmer. I don't know. Do you guys tell me, do you like to wear shimmer? Is that something that you include? Like a glowy thing that you put like on the tops of your cheekbones or your brow bones or the top of your upper lip? I like to do that. Sometimes I will put it under my foundation, so it's just kind of shining through and it's really subtle. Sometimes I'll just put it right on the top because I don't even care if it looks shimmery, and I'll even put some on my brow bone, and I'll even sometimes wear ones that are probably a little more glittery than is recommended for someone my age, just because I like it. The RMS makes something called the Living Luminizer, which is just a classic in the clean beauty world. It's so beautiful and it's not glittery. It's just fantastic. She said she wore shimmer when she was younger. So there are so many mature shimmers, and you might want to consider something like the Living Luminizer from RMS, and it makes you look like you're moist and glowing. It's so natural looking and beautiful, and it comes in different colors. It comes in sort of a champagne, and it comes into bronzy and peachy ones. So you can find one that'll look really natural on your skin tone. It's really beautiful. And the other thing you can do is you can mix shimmer with your foundation, or even better, put your shimmer on before your foundation. Put it in the places where you want it the most, like the tops of the cheekbones, and then put your foundation over it, and the shimmer will just show through. Exactly. We could all use a little glow, right? The shimmer will then just kind of show through. This is one that I got, and it's a little bit shimmerier, like glitterier than I would like, but it's so pretty, and it was so inexpensive, and there's so much in the container that I'm still using it. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's called the White Gold Illuminator, and it's by Root Pretty. And I have to admit that it's not actually glittery at all. It's just really shimmery. Like, and I'll even put it on my, like on my collarbones if I'm wearing an open neck shirt, and you can see how pretty it is, but I'll put it all over. I really like it, even though it's a little bit intense. You know, when you rub it in, it's not that much. And that is called the White Gold. You can see how worn out mine is, and it's still like 3/4 full. The White Gold Illuminator from Root Pretty. I mean, for the price, it's just really hard to go wrong. And it's a powder, but it goes on really nicely. Even though, like I said, I do like the cream glowy ones too. So that was blushes. And I wanted to talk a little bit about lipsticks and then eyeshadows, because I feel like lipsticks, I don't know about you guys, but I'm like a big lipstick person. I almost always wear lipstick, and it's like I like to brighten up my face with lipstick. I don't think I'm like really like a nude lipstick kind of person. And I definitely have some favorites that I wanted to show you. So these are some of my favorite lipsticks, and I'd love to know, you guys, let me know in the comments what lipsticks from the clean beauty world you love or don't love, and why. Or if there's a lipstick that you're trying to, like a traditional lipstick you're trying to replace with a clean lipstick and you can't find a good one. And here, let me show you some of my favorites. So I'm going to start with the lip, like the sheer, like lip balm ones. So this one is from Henne. It doesn't say it on, yeah, here we go. Henne Organics. And it's like the best lip balm ever. It's very, very sheer. No matter how much you put on, it still just looks like your natural lips. But you can see that it's got a bit of color to it, but it goes on almost completely sheer. It looks so natural. It just looks like you have like really young, healthy lips, and it's so moisturizing and long lasting. And it's just got a little bit of a shine to it, but not too shiny. It's great to use with dry lipsticks. It's great to use by itself. I really couldn't say enough. Yeah, so chapstick is great, but try to find one that doesn't have any mineral oil in it, right? That only uses clean ingredients, because you eat what you put on your lips. So there are a lot of good lip balms out there from clean beauty world. This would be one of the like the pricier, fancier ones, but there's a lot of good ones out there that are chapstick. We can look up the ingredients later, but I think that it has some mineral oil products in it, which you would want to avoid. And this is another one that it's called the Enchanted Lip Shear from Rituel de Fille. I don't know if you can read that. It's going in and out of focus. Anyway, it says Rituel de Fille, and it's called the Enchanted Lip Shear. And again, it's sheer, but not as sheer as the other one. Like this has some color to it and you can build it up, but it's sheer enough that it's kind of moist and shiny and natural looking. And I love the colors. This one's called Rue and it's like a cool, almost a fuchsia pink. And I absolutely love it. It feels like a lip balm. It looks kind of like a lipstick. You don't need a mirror to put it on. It's definitely, I always use these up down to the nub. I think this is like my third one of these that I've had. So those are my favorite lip balm ones. And then when you get more into the lipsticks, the first one I'm going to show you is one that I don't like. Even though I love the RMS Beauty Uncover Up foundation and their Living Luminizer. And I also like their lip to cheek products, which for cream blushes, those are really good too. I don't like their lipsticks. I don't like the colors. I don't feel like they're particularly flattering or sophisticated. For instance, this is one that I got as a free gift, and you'd think for a free gift they would do something that would look good on a lot of people, but it just doesn't work for me at all. It's this coral color that I don't know. I've had their reds. I tried some ones that you'd think that would be really like, the colors just don't make the cut in my opinion. Sorry, but RMS, but your lipstick colors don't make the cut. Lipstick brands that I really love. If you don't like lipsticks that make your lips feel dry, try this one. It's called Rituel de Feet. Let me see if it'll focus. It's like a French spelling, so it's like R-I-T, I don't even know how to spell it. Rituel, Rituielle, de Fille, something like that. And if you look up Enchanted Lip Shear, Enchanted Lip Shear, it will come up. If you have any trouble finding it, you can let me know and I'll let you know some of my favorite places where I like to shop for these. Credo Beauty is one that I discovered recently, and the thing I love about Credo, it's not focusing, you guys, sorry, is they have like this 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can buy it, you can try it, and then you can get your money back if you don't like it. This color is called Rue, and it's a very cool, almost fuchsia pink, but it's sheer, and I just love this one. And then the other lipsticks that I have are not as much like a lip balm, but they're more like a really high-end, super pigmented lipstick. This one is from a brand called Nudis, and they have some really interesting colors. Like if you are looking for something really fashion forward that will rival the intensity of any like MAC lipstick, you definitely want to check out Nudis. They have pinks and reds that will blow your mind. This particular one is called Viva, and it's one of their neutrals, and it's sort of like a pinky brown, but it has a purpley undertone to it. It actually is a lot like the color that my lips are naturally, but darker. So I really, really like it. It's sort of, I actually have it on right now. It's sort of my neutral lipstick. And these lipsticks are a little bit dry, but they are very moisturizing to your lips. They're made out of like, it's like putting on a heavy hand cream for your lips. They're super long lasting and they're super pigmented. They have a pretty matte finish. And they're just incredible if you're looking for like a serious lipstick. You can pat it on sheer. They're so concentrated in terms of color, and they're very, very, for a matte, long-lasting lipstick, they feel like almost like you're putting shea butter on your lips. I mean, they feel moisturizing and protective. So I can't say enough good things. They're from Australia. And I also do like the Kiara Weiss lipsticks a lot. This is one that if you buy the case, it looks like this. If you buy the refill, it looks like this, and then you can put the refill in the case. But if you don't want to pay for the case, you can totally use the refill as a lipstick. It comes with its own top, and you don't have to buy the case for every color that you have. I have the Kiara Weiss red, which is just like the best classic red. Actually, I'm not sure if it's one of their original reds. And then I got this one called Sucra on their recommendation, which is like a strawberry color. And it was like amazing all summer long. It's like a little bit of a warmer berry red. And they're so pigmented and they're so long lasting. And I really like them very much. They're also more matte. They're matte and they feel a little bit dry when you put them on. Like you got to warm up the product a little bit to get it to glide. So the Cure Weiss and the Nudist are similar in that way. They feel a little bit heavy and almost like thick, but very moisturizing. Like when you have them on, it's more like you put like a heavy shea butter. Like they're moisturizing on the lips, but they're a little bit matte as well. And then I got this one recently from Saint Cosmetics. And if you're looking for something that feels more like a department store lipstick, this would be the one. It's very much that way. It's got a much, much lighter feel to it. It's very highly pigmented. The colors are beautiful, and it just doesn't feel like a natural and organic product. It feels very much more like a regular sort of traditional lipstick. It goes on a lot sort of lighter, but it still has a ton of pigment to it, and it comes in really nice colors. So those are some of the lipsticks that I wanted to show you. If you're looking for anything in particular, let me know. There are some good glosses out there too. I like the one from Cure Weiss. There's a bunch of good ones. And I also have a lip pencil. I like the Cure Weiss one. Their stuff just doesn't tend to irritate my skin, though some of their new products I heard they're putting fragrance in, which I'm not going near with a 10-foot pole. But I've done really well with their lip pencils. A lot of brands of lip products don't agree with, I'm very chemically sensitive, and I do like their lip pencils a lot. If you want a less expensive one, I would try something like Lily Lolo. And then let's talk for a minute about eyeshadow. Unless you guys have any other colors. If you have some other colors, let me know. Some things that you're looking for or anything, questions, let me know. When it comes to eyes, I feel like there's so many ways you can go, so many looks you can do. I don't think we should be afraid of wearing really, really fun makeup just because we're in our 50s. I mean, first of all, we should like make the most of everything that we still have. We should have as much fun as possible, and we should be old enough not to care so much what people think and just like totally express ourselves and have a great time. And eye makeup can be so fun. I mean, it's really flattering and natural to even out your skin tone and, you know, wear some nice blush and some bronzer and to find your, you know, your lash line and your brows and wear some lip color. I mean, it's like that's all just makes you look so pretty, but eyes can just be so fun. You can go a little crazy. With lips too, you can do like a bright lip, but with eyes, I think it's one of the places where you can have the most fun. Lip eyeliners can be really nice. I have the blue one and the purple one from Cure Weiss. And like I said, they just don't, so many products irritate my eyes. These ones don't, so I really like them. Though there's a number of good ones out there. I had the one from Antonym Cosmetics, which comes highly recommended. And I liked it, but it just smeared all over the place. It just didn't last at all. These ones last a lot longer. And another tip for your eye pencil is put it on and then put powder around top of it if you want it to last longer. I really like to just smush this all into my lash line, like in between the lashes, even almost like under the lashes, along the top, not be too careful, just really smush it in. And then kind of take a Q-tip and smudge away almost everything that I can reach. So it's just right down at the base of the lashes. I find that that is a really flattering look. And then for eyeshadows, again, I have a bunch. I should have brought in my ones from Root Pretty. Very inexpensive, tons of different colors. I find that the ones from Root Pretty look a little bit fake on my lids. I don't love the way they sit on the skin. The loose mineral powder eyeshadows I have from Moody Sisters, I actually like better. They're really, really pretty on the skin. And so I would actually recommend those ones if you want a loose powder eyeshadows. I got these palettes recently from Credo Beauty, which is kind of a new brand, and they've done a really great job with these. Their ingredients are really clean, and you get so many different colors. These ones are mostly shimmery. The dark gray, light gray, and this kind of rosy taupe are not, but the rest are either shimmery or a little bit glittery. Actually, this is a really nice matte color too. But it's just so fun to play with this palette if you like these types of colors. I mean, it's just so fun. They're all so beautiful. Sometimes I'll wear just like a gold with mascara and nothing else on the weekend, or I'll do sort of like the grays. I like this pale silver all over. Sometimes I kind of mix the silver and gold together, or the silver and kind of rosy taupe together as just like a really gentle wash over the lid and crease. It's so, so fun to play with. And I also got their matte palette, which is just incredible colors too, greens and purples and sort of sandstone colors, and you can just really, they're very highly pigmented, and you can really craft them into, you know, a black line, or you can sculpt with them and they blend really beautifully. So if you're looking for some fun eyeshadows to play with that are so pigmented and come in so many different matte to shimmer finishes that you can really build looks, these are some fun ones to think about. I got a couple of the eyeshadows from RMS Beauty, and I have to say that I'm really picky about the way, now that my eyes are older, the way they sit on the skin of my eyelids. I don't want them to accentuate the crepiness. And so even though these are great colors, I don't wear them. They irritate my eyes a little, and I just don't like the way they make the skin on my eyelids just look older, which these Aether Beauty ones don't. And I also have some of the eyeshadows from Weiss too that come loose. And so like this dark blue, I love this one. I have a blue pencil, I have the blue powder. I usually wear them as liner, and with green eyes, blue actually looks really good. With blue eyes, green actually looks really good. There's some really pretty greens in this this matte Aether Beauty palette too, like this dark green, kind of a teal almost. And I really love this. I think it's called Blue Wonder. Now the Kiara Weiss Black is a very sort of like, it's not super dark. It's almost like a charcoaly soft black. It's very nice, but it's like a soft black. Whereas this black here, if you want a black, man, this is a black. So if I'm just doing like a liner or whatever, I kind of like this one better. I think I kind of like those ones better. I like this cream color that Kiara Weiss makes a lot, just as like a base. It's really pretty. They have some nice mid-tones. I don't wear a ton of brown eyeshadow, so sometimes their colors don't work that great for me. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about was eyebrows and mascara, because eyebrows are really important. Like, I think that bringing definition back to your brows in your 50s is one of the most important things that you can do. It doesn't really look like makeup, but it just kind of brings that youthful definition back to your whole face. And so I really like to use powder in the brows. It's really natural looking. You get a little angle brush like this, and you put it in any eyeshadow that's the right color, right? So you want something that is lighter than you would think, right? Lighter than your hair, that's not too dark. And then you just want to go in and kind of create the shape you want and fill in the blank areas, especially if you start with the inner lower corner and then the upper outer corner. If you just do those two spots and then any big blank areas, it'll bring your whole brow to life. And you can for sure do it with a powder eyeshadow. You just dip your little brush in a powder eyeshadow. Pick a color that's sort of like a grayish, brownish, taupey, dull kind of a color. Sometimes a yellowish brown looks good if you had sort of more like of a red hair. Don't use something too dark. Don't use something as dark as your hair or your brows. You really want to go softer for sure. I also really like this pencil by something called Kamiko. And it's just got a very fine, hard sort of point, and you can make little hairs like lines, and they last really well. And it's like a total winner. And then sometimes I use like a brow gel. This one's by Well People. And it's quick and easy, and this is brown. It's like a dark kind of ashy brown. And so you can just brush it through your hair, and you can like brush against the direction that your hair grows and then brush it back to really like coat your brow hairs in this. And again, it gives like a really quick and easy, natural looking, stronger brow. And then if you have any like really blank areas, you can go in with like a little bit of the pencil or the powder. And also this will also kind of hold your brows in place if they're like sticking up, because this is like it has like a hold to it as well when it dries. So brows are definitely, if you're going to do like even one or two things, brows are one of the things you might want to do. And for mascara, who out there, yeah, your brows are disappearing. They get lighter, they get thinner, and they get sparser. And so bringing back color to your brows and defining them is one of the easiest ways to just look plain old younger. There's no doubt about it. It's very flattering. So brows, I think maybe when we were younger, we didn't have to think about that much. Definitely something to think about now. And also defining the brows and defining the lash line. So even if you just fill in your brows, even out your eyelids a little bit with your foundation, and then do some mascara and some liner smudged into the lashes, just that. Even out your skin tone, including your eyelids, brows, lashes, lips, a touch of blush. That kind of brings you back to just like this beautiful neutral face. And then everything from there is just like fun. Yeah, we can post company names for sure. Is eyebrow tinting harmful? So most hair dye is somewhat harmful unless you're doing it with like henna or something. So definitely there could be some harmful chemicals in there. I would look into it really carefully. I don't know of any hair dyes other than henna that are totally all natural. And I know one of the hardest natural products for me to find was always mascara. Because I always found ones that either irritated my eyes or they smeared all over my face. I really, for a long time, I was wearing the mascara from 100% Pure, that company. It really stays in place really, really well and doesn't smudge. So I have a lot of good things to say about it. I wore it for quite a long time. And now I've just been wearing the Kiara Weiss mascara because when you put this on, I mean, it doesn't smudge. It just doesn't smudge. Even if it falls off, it might like, even if you rub your eye, you know, you might get like a flake, but it just doesn't, it doesn't smudge. It doesn't smear onto your face practically like no matter what you do. I mean, if you have like a big giant, like tearing, like a lot of tearing, maybe a little bit, but I mean, the stuff does not smudge. They have two, the original and the lengthening and then the volumizing. I like the new one better. It has the sort of fat roundish wand. The original one had a very skinny straight wand. I like this one better, the newer one, the volumizing one. This is a refill, not in the fancy case. And I just been wearing it for ages because I put it on. It's really buildable. It makes your lashes look thicker and longer and natural looking, and it stays where you put it all day. It doesn't end up all over your face or under your eyes. So I just don't have a lot of alternatives because it works so well. I don't even try a lot of new ones because I doubt that they're going to be better. So that was most of what I wanted to show you. A couple of other little tiny tricks. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a brush like this. This is a flat tipped eyeliner brush, and it's really, really handy for putting eyeliner right at the base of your lash line. You tip your head back, you look down into your mirror, and then you ski up your lashes as if they were a ski slope, and you put the powder on the tip of the brush, and then you just press it into your lash line right where your lashes meet your lid and just wiggle back and forth. And then you press it at the next spot and wiggle back and forth. So if you want a way to put a thin layer of eyeliner at the base of your lashes, this kind of brush is just the best. And so if you've never seen that before, I wanted to show it to you. And with the cream foundations, I just wanted to say, you can put them on straight from the, like if they're in a stick, you can put them right onto your face, or you can like just dab your finger and put it on that way. Or you can use a brush. You can put it on the brush and you can put it on like that. So either way works really well. I often use fingers, though the brush works well too. And then I just wanted to show you a little trick. The brand for mascara, I don't think there's any packaging on mine because this is a refill. Let me see if I have anything with their name on it. It's called Kiara Weiss. Let me see if this will focus. I don't know if it will. I don't know if you can see that. It's spelled Kiara Weiss. And my favorite, just so you guys know, my favorite places to shop for clean beauty are the detoxmarket.com, integritybotanicals.com, and credobeauty.com. And they all carry the Kiara Weiss brand. And they all have great customer service and great brands. Now, anything you buy on Detox Market or Integrity Botanicals is going to be totally clean ingredients. Credo Beauty carries some brands that are a little bit more straddling the line with traditional, so I do really read ingredients when I shop there more than I do at Detox Market or Integrity Botanicals. But the thing I love about Credo Beauty is their return policy. It's so amazing. You can buy it, you can try it, and if you don't like it, you can just say, I didn't like it, and you can just get your money back. You've got like a 30-day return policy on everything, and that just can't be beat, especially now when you can't go shopping locally. They don't, however, do a lot of sampling. If you want samples, definitely check out Integrity Botanicals, and Detox Market is pretty good too, and you can order samples of things in different colors. And I just wanted to show you another little quick brand trick. If you do decide to try a powder foundation, there's a few ways you can wear it. Oh, and another thing I wanted to share with you was primer. To make your foundation look really good, you want to prepare your skin. So for a primer, I like to use rosehip seed oil. If you're a student in my course, they carry a great brand of it at Wellevate Pharmacy. I just slightly damp skin, a couple of drops of rosehip seed oil pressed in all over, and then wait a minute or two. It's a wonderful primer. It's not greasy, and it just makes your foundation go on beautifully. Now you can mix your powder foundation with rosehip seed oil to make a serum and then just spread that like a liquid all over your face. That works pretty well. If you do want to use it as a powder foundation, I just wanted to show you this trick I learned a long time ago. You take just a little bit of the powder, you put it in the lid of your jar, and then you go in with your brush and you start working it into the brush. And see how it's all just sitting on my brush? Do not use it like that. Keep swirling, and I'm pressing pretty hard. I'm pressing the brush into the lid. Keep swirling. Keep swirling until the powder has worked up inside the brush like ink into a fountain pen. And that's why you can't have too much powder in the lid of the jar, or this won't work. You can only have a little bit so that you can work it all the way up into the bristles of the brush. And now you will see, well, there's not that much on the surface of the brush anymore. Not like there was before. And see, when I tap it, nothing really comes off. It's all up inside the brush. Now you can apply this. And what you would do is you would go onto your face and you would just swirl it on. You're not just like laying loads of powder on, right? You would swirl it, really working it into the skin. Go where you want the most coverage first, and it slowly comes out of the brush onto your skin like ink from a fountain pen, and it's not just sitting on the surface. You're going to get a much better sort of like melding of the powder and your skin this way. And then you put it on, and if it's not enough coverage, you go back and do another thin layer the same way. And most people don't use powder foundation that way, and so they don't get a great result. So I just wanted to show that to you. You would just, you would just really just work it into the skin like that, and it really works so much better. And even on older skin, like I said, pure minerals give almost like a creamy finish. I really don't feel like and this was the foundation color that matched me really well in the summer. It's a little bit golden right now. They're not going to make your skin look older. A really good powder foundation, when you apply it this way, it's not going to make your skin look older. It's not going to settle in the wrinkles. It's not going to look powdery. Wow, I really had a tan this summer. But it is not going to make your skin look younger. Like, it's not going to plump it and hide the wrinkles the way the cream foundations will. It's not going to make it look older, but it's not going to like do it this big favor like I find the creams do. All right, so let me put a couple of, so tell me what questions you guys had. The mascara, I like this one. And the lip brand, Enchanted Lip Shear. That was the really, really moisturizing lip balm that still has a fair amount of color in it. That's quite buildable. That Rituel de Fille Enchanted Lip Shear. I feel like it's hard to go wrong with that one. And the company is really, really fun. Their ingredients are super clean. A couple of things about this product, I will say that some of the colors you'll see when you go to look, like this one is sheer, it's a cool pink. They have one that's sort of like a warm peachy nude. Some of the colors are kind of like a little, like they make things like black lipstick, you know, they're all natural. They're very sort of like magic-y and sorcerousy, but they also have really, really flattering colors. There's one of these in a color called, I think it's called Bloodroot, which I don't wear a ton of like really warm colors. It's like an orangey red with just a hint of an earthy brown in it. It's really popular and really beautiful. It doesn't happen to look that great on me, but it's really, really beautiful too. So this Enchanted Lip Shear is definitely a favorite. Were there any other like names that you guys were looking for, or spellings or brands or things that you had particular questions about, or products you've been looking for or having trouble finding? And what do you guys use? Like, tell me, like, what brands of makeup do you use right now? Are they clean? Are they traditional? Are they half and half? You know, what are your go-tos? And somebody had asked about something about a sunscreen ahead of time. And I'm just mostly going to keep it about makeup today because I've almost been going for an hour. And I think if you guys are interested in this, I'm thinking about doing more makeup and skincare and clean beauty chats. And maybe we'll do one that's just about sunscreen. And then maybe we'll do, I've had quite a few questions come in about hair care. So maybe we'll do one that's just about hair care. I have tried so many products for curly hair because my hair has gotten harder to make it look good as I've gotten older. And I've tried so many different clean hair products. So I'd love to share what I learned with you. You're welcome, Anne-Marie. Does anybody else? Leslie says, since the pandemic, I haven't been wearing any makeup at all. See, I think that's so cool. I feel like makeup, like for a lot of my life, I didn't wear any makeup. Like I was a total tomboy, and I'm totally down with that. I find that now that I'm in my 50s, I feel better. Like I wear it because it makes me feel good and because it's like a fun, relaxing part of my day to put it on. And so like when I'm working in my home office, I find if I do my morning routine and I take 3 minutes to like put on my face, I actually feel better. So that's why I do it. Like not for anybody out there. I do it for myself. And it just helps me feel more like I'm living my regular life. Like it makes me feel less like I'm in a pandemic, I guess. And so I really like to wear it, even if it's just me at home by myself. But I totally feel like if taking a break from it feels like freeing to you and it feels like it gives you part of your day back that you'd rather have for something else. I mean, like I watch YouTube makeup tutorials for fun in the evening, you know, like to me playing around with different looks and stuff, it's actually really fun. But if it's more like a chore or something like you felt like you had to do for everybody else and it feels freeing not to wear it, I say totally, like, you know, go makeup free. I feel like we're all happily getting to the age where we can be like, you know, the old lady who wears purple and just rainbow clothes and crazy hats and, you know, just whatever. Like we have earned the chance to be a little bit outrageous and do whatever we feel like doing on a given day. So yeah, I like to know the tips and tricks, but then I like to just do whatever I feel like doing. All right. What about anything else? Anybody else want to share what they've been using or any questions, any makeup questions that you have, like over 50 makeup questions or clean makeup questions or ingredient questions or anything like that? And I like Credo, Detox. I think it's the Detox Market. Those are my favorite places to shop online for makeup. And I also like Moody Sisters. Their prices are amazing. Their customer service is amazing. The women who run it are really awesome. Some of their products, like their liquid foundation wasn't the best for me, but I really like their loose powder eyeshadows. They've just got some really great basic products in great prices. Yeah, eyeshadow tips to minimize hooded eyes. Absolutely. So we all tend to get hooded eyes as we get older. And there's definitely ways you can minimize them. So it depends how hooded they are. But one thing that I'll tell you is a fun way to play up your eyes if you have hooded eyes is liner. Eyeliner, you can do a lot with that, and even on the lower lash line you can do a bright color, you can do something really fun, and it's going to show, and it's a really nice way to play around with your eyes. But the basic thing that you want to do for hooded eyes is you want to go for a matte color. So you could do something like a rosy color, depending on how fair you are. You could do something like this. If this is darker than your skin tone, you could do a pale gray. You could also do something like this sort of camel color right here, this medium brown. You don't want to use a color like, you know, orange or purple. You want to use something neutral. This bronzer is also really good for this. See, it's a little bit darker than my skin tone. Or you could use like these eyeshadows here. So you could use something like this, right? So you want, and it depends on your skin tone. Like if your skin tone is darker, then you might be able to use something more like this. This is a brown. This one right here, see how that's kind of a neutral, kind of a taupey brown, but it's darker? That would be something to use. So you want something that it doesn't look like a color. It looks like it could be a natural shadow on your face. So it's a couple of shades darker than your skin tone, but it's some kind of gray or brown or, you know, pinky brown or grayish brown or taupey brown. And it's gotta be matte. It cannot have any shimmer to it, okay? And you can absolutely use like a matte bronzer, or like if you have a contour stick or something like that, that would work too. And what you're gonna do, I don't have any of my eyeshadow brushes with me here right now, but you would use an eyeshadow brush. I would use one that is like, you know, it has kind of like a, looks like a paintbrush. It has, you know, kind of round with a point at the tip. And what you would do is, so if you look at your eyelid, your lighter colors are going to go here, right? You're going to kind of brighten up this area. And then wherever the hooded part starts, so it could, you'll see like a wrinkle partway up your eyelid. And wherever the hooded part starts, that's where you're going to put the matte color that's a few shades darker than your skin tone. And so you're going to put it here. Okay? You're going to put it here on all the part that's kind of hanging down forward. And that's where you're going to put it. And you might need to put it on partly with your eyes open to get it in the right spot. Okay? And so you don't want to go up onto your brow bone or down into this lower part. And you don't necessarily need to put it in the deepest part of the crease. Like for me, I put it above the crease on this part that sort of sags down over my eyelid. Just right there. And don't come too far down on the end here, because this will drag your eye down. You want to imagine that you have something that goes from the outer corner of your eye to the outer corner of your brow. Don't go below that. Or if you do, when you're done, go back in with your foundation and clean that up. So you are going to put this matte darker color on the hooded area, right? It's not too dark, it's just a little bit darker than your skin tone. You're going to put it there, and make sure you also put it on with your eye open, and it's going to make that part look pushed back and lifted up off of your eye. That's probably the easiest way to reseed that hooded area. And then you can put some fun, like put a fun bright color on your lower lash line and some stuff right on the upper lash line to really pop that out and kind of draw the attention away from the hooded area. All right. Bye, Anne-Marie. Anybody else have any questions before we sign up? Any over 50 makeup tip questions or clean beauty products that you've been looking for that you can't find, or ones you want to have share that you love? Leslie, I totally do that every morning. I used gray today because I wake up and everything's kind of puffy and I'm like, oh geez. And I put that on and I just feel so much more awake. So you know what? Post a picture, Leslie Ann, if you feel like it. Post a picture one day in the group after you, or on the page here, post a picture and tag me, like maybe put it on one side and not on the other, and then post a picture where you're looking right at the camera, and I can take a look at it and see if I have any other tips for you when I see your eye shape. I'd be happy to do that, and experiment with like sort of a gray or a sort of taupe, or sort of like a brown. Just like I said, you want to find something that's enough darker than your skin tone to make it recede, but not so dark that it looks even really like you can't even hardly tell that it's there. And so, yeah. Oh, you're so welcome. It was my pleasure. I love talking about makeup. For anyone watching the replay, please come back and comment, say hi, let us know about your clean makeup finds. And I'll see you guys soon. I'm usually on Facebook like every other Friday answering questions about menopause and balancing hormones, though using clean beauty products is one of the ways you can help your hormones to stay happier. And so it's a little bit of an aside, but it's so fun. I thought we would just do that today, and I really had a great time. If I think I did it correctly, I might post a picture. Awesome. Yeah, so try different brushes. And like I said, sometimes it really helps to apply it looking straight into the mirror with your eyes open. Often when you close your eyes and put it on, it disappears when you open your eyes, and it has to go higher up than you think to be where it needs to be. So often putting it on with your eyes open is really helpful. And then when you're done, take some foundation and go like this to make sure that you didn't drag it down. The color didn't come down too low at the outer edge. All right. Awesome, you guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me and talking about makeup. If you have any questions, let me know. And I will see you in a bit. You can always post questions for me. Tag me on Facebook, send me an email, and I'll see you soon. Bye.